Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Bose831 Gaming, and this is a continuation of my Twitch live stream series on Farming Simulator 22, and we on the Platinum Edition of Farming Simulator 22 on the Silverrun Forest map. Welcome one, welcome all. I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Um, Without much further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. We're picking up from where we left off on the last week's episode, or the last episode. Um, we had just delivered some grass bales over to my sheep pen, and we had run into some issues when we purchased the bales trying to get an autoload baler to load these bales and so that I could bring them over to the sheep pen. For whatever reason, the autoload balers didn't want to work with the modded bales that I selected and purchased. They would not autoload and would not accept the bale type. Um, what we finally figured out and surmised is, since I have the liftable bales pack installed in my game, what I had to do was I had to go down here to that particular mod, and where we at now. That mod is by Joss. Let me find it real quick so you can see it for yourselves. The liftable bales pack, and that pack comes with its own set of balers as well as its own set of bale handling equipment. Here's and one of the pieces of equipment that's part of that package is the DPW 1800 autoload, and we selected that, and that baler was able to accept the bales as that a part of just generated from this pack, which is interesting because I wonder now, there's no wonder in it, if you have this mod installed and enabled, your bales are not going to work properly with well, I guess they will still work with your base game balers, but when you purchase them from the shop and you purchase bales, because these, if we go to down to the objects into bales, the bales that I purchased were bales from the autoload set. But I guess if you generated the bales from regular gameplay, I think they would still work properly. But when you purchase them from the shop, if you purchase the bales that are part of the liftable bales pack, you have to make sure, apparently, that you use equipment that is part of that pack in order to at least as far as trailers go. But it's kind of a convoluted mess when you think about it. Seems like that should be handled better, but at least that's the issue I run into. I probably need to experiment and test it a little bit more to see what the nuance is with it, because one thing I've learned after playing Farming Simulator for a period of time now, especially when it comes to being a console player, but I'm sure playing on PC is even more so. It's just that you have access to more workarounds and different workarounds and solutions to whatever problems or issues you might run into. But on console, if you're running into a situation where you can't load bales, you can't jump out of the game, go edit a save file, or edit some game code, or different little solutions that you can do on PC. We code, we don't have access. I mean, on console we don't have access to script. We don't have access to code or save files or anything like that to make any changes to even as far as configuration is concerned. On PC, you can actually go and make changes to configuration files and whatnot to work around some of these bugs or issues that you run into um, with the game. So, but long story short, I ended up having to use one of the balers um, um, with the one of the baling pieces of bale trailers, I should say, from the liftable bales pack in order to get those bales to work with the auto load baler. But again, dealing with mods, and especially mods as far as the auto load bale trailers are concerned, they're super finicky anyways, depending on the trailer and the bales itself. But that being said, that pretty much summarizes that issue. And while we're here, I just want to kind of mention a cool little mod that came out over the last week or so. Um, and it's the Apache Fleetside 1958. It's a cool little old school truck that's in the. This is available in your in-game mod hub, so just something you might want to check out. I don't think I'm gonna run it right now because I don't. Let's see here. We gotta, because it doesn't have the access to use the box it trailer, although I could. I think I can put a attacher on the back if I'm not. Let's see. Oh, you can do a gooseneck with it too, huh? But can I put a attacher on the back bumper? Because I can always run the version of the box it trailer that has the rear attacher. Let's see, wheel hubcap, wheel design, windows color, stroke, front protection, no. Roof lights, you could do roof lights on there. Okay, attachers. Oh yeah, you can do a trailer hitch. So maybe we'll, later on down the line here, once I mix it up, we'll go ahead and purchase a version of this truck. Okay, bodywork, bale trailer, protection bar, support board. Alright, let me see here. Where is protection, roof light, attachers, trailer, support board, bodywork, support board. Oh, gooseneck attacher joint. We got that, yes or no. Hub color can be anything from this palette, so you can really get off. But anyway, you got that. Just want to check that out when you get a chance. That's a cool little truck. Maybe mess around and run it a little bit later once we get our whole farm operation up and running. As it stands now, we got the grass bale trailers, excuse me, the grass bales, at least one stack of them. I want to go ahead and probably order another stack and put those on top of the ones we have here so that I really don't have to worry about them for a certain period of time. So let's go look at that again in the menu real quick. So let me go back up to objects, and we're going to go to bills, and let's take a look at grass bales again. The liftable bales pack, and I want the largest ones they have, so we want the largest grass bales, grass 240 centimeters, and I think these are the ones, and we want another set of 8, I believe, and this trailer can hold a max capacity of what? So lease items, 28 bales. Yeah, okay. But we do want to do a full 28. We'll just do another. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we'll just do another 2. And that should stack right on top of the, excuse me, the 12 we already have. So 2 more, right? I think that's it. Alright, so if such is the case, we'll just go ahead and wheel this configuration back over to the shop, pick up the bales, load them up, bring them back over here to sheet pen, and unload those bales on top of the existing bales that we already have stacked. And then we'll just leave that alone for a little bit. Alright. So we'll go ahead and turn the baler on the operating position. And once we get close enough, it should automatically stack the bales, but of course it literally drops them in the last position that they were in. So unload bales to get them in the right position, so to speak. Then we do unload bales here. Reset operating position. There we go. Transporting position. And maybe for future iterations of Farming Simulator as well, they can kind of streamline all this weird hunky operation, quirky operation of bale trailers and auto loads and all of that good stuff as well. Because some of these controls and even the verbiage associated with them makes no sense. Even though you kind of get the gist of it, operating position versus transporting position is still not like just this clear-cut thing that you read that and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I get it. You know, that's what that does. But since Farming Simulator 22 is really a German game, wait a minute. I made a huge mistake and did not catch it. Guess what, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? I purchased hay bales instead of grass. Excuse me. So, but the sheep still can take hay, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. Here, let me go. Shoot, I'm having a brain malfunction now because I just totally, and my brain should have kicked in with that when the bales were a different color. No, okay, apparently they just do grass. So that's a huge mistake on my part, but we'll rectify that as well. So first things first, let me just do this and we'll get it all figured out. First things first, I want to just unload bales and just put these over to the side momentarily, and we'll come back and pick these up here shortly. So unload bales here, and we'll go pick up these hay bales, and I'm probably gonna have to sell everything here at a loss. It won't let me grab that one probably because that's a different bale, you said, but I'll be able to grab all the hay bales. Yeah, I just have to sell them back to, I think I can sell them over here at the shop. Mad at myself for missing that one, but hey, it happens to the best of us. transporting bales. Hopefully I can sell them here. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to have to place something down temporarily to sell the bales, it looks like. Oops. Alright, this is turning into a fun escapade and illustrating one other issue I'm going to have to address when I do this farm. I guess we should have, first of all, went to, and this is a rookie move on my part, went to the sales menu to see if we had an option for selling bales here, and the prices menu, and I could have went down to grass hay, and you could see that the only option I have for that is Silver Run Market, which means I can only sell the bales via train, and we're not dealing with all of that right now. And that's a rookie move on my part. But again, it happens. Even us vets, grizzled veterans, make mistakes. So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to go back over to our own property. And I'm going to have to do something a little unorthodox here. So we're going to go to objects, and I'm going to have to, what I'm looking for here, I got to think for a minute. My brain's kind of, wheels are turning here. We actually want to go in the build menu, and we want to go under, is it under silos, is it? That's how long it's been since we've been placing stuff down here. Alright, and I got a ton of mods, so we're just going to have to scroll through the menu while I get my brain where I need to be here. Oh, it's under production, sorry. Go to production, selling points. And we want the sell everything mod. And of course we're going to get the warning that it overlaps with other objects right now, but that's alright. We're going to toggle hit Y under the controls to toggle free mode on, so we can place this where we need to place it right now. And I literally want to place it right here, and just long enough where I can. Okay, now we're gonna hop out. I want to go back to these bales, unload bales, and we want to move them over to the sell point. Unload bales here, sell them. And we get $11,000 back. Then go back to the sales menu. Go back to the sales menu and select that sell point. Wait a minute here. How do I get rid of it? Alright, production. Selling point. Okay, how do I? Alright. Select. Demolish. Alright, demolish. Okay, there. And sell it. I'm only going to get 500 back on it. Alright, so there. And still making a bunch of rookie moves because it's been a little bit since I've done some of these things, so my apologies there. So now we want to go back and pick up those grass. Well, let me see one thing here first, because I did have one of the grass bale that was giving me an issue here from that I still had left over. The sheeps hadn't processed yet. So reset operating position, so it picks up that one. Now let's see if it'll pick up these others. Now that they're all the same type. I don't know if it will though, because I don't think they're all the same size. Nope. So Still got a catch 22 situation there with the bales. So what we want to do with this one bale is I'm just going to have to unload the bale here. Oh, I don't like how this is. Unload bales. Unload bale here. Now, since I think it will, yeah. And it's not part of the liftable bale pack, so I'm not going to be able to pick that one up. These are, and then those are liftable. So here's what I'm going to do. I should have, my brain. Alright, we're going to have to go about dealing with this in a roundabout way. Go back to production, because it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt here, having that one bale that's an outlier. So we want to go to selling points, go back to sell everything, drop that bad boy back in the little spot where I had it, toggle free mode on, and we'll just grab that one bale that's not being cooperative right now. Reset operating position, and the one that we can't lift, and we'll just go ahead and drop it back off over here to the sell point. Back a little bale here. Sell that one bale. Ooh, you got a mighty $104 out of that. Alright. And then we go back to build menu. Select demolish. Sell that. Yeah. Alright. Now we hop back in. We'll get out of the build menu, hop back in TLX 2020. Reset the trailer, set it back to operating position, and go back and pick up our bales. Once we get close enough to the existing stack, and then we'll auto load everything. So, got 10 bales on here, and it's 35% full, so we're just going to go ahead and load this up to max capacity. So we're heading back to the shop, and we're going to purchase a full set of bale stacks that this trailer will hold to its max capacity. So once here at the shop, we want to kind of go back into that sales menu, objects, bales, and go back to the ones from the liftable bales pack, except this time we make sure we're picking square grass bales and not hay. And the 240 centimeter grass bales, we'll go ahead and get another 8, $14,000. And once we drive by, we should pick those up. That gives us 18. We're at 64%. So we can do one more purchase from the shop. So go back to bales again. And we want the same ones from the liftable bales pack, grass only. So once we get there, where are we at? Let's say grass, 240 centimeters, 240 centimeters, another 8. And by that, that's another 14 grand or so. And we will wheel the trailer back around, load them up. Oh, and we over indexed. My bad. So I guess we'll have to come back. Alright, so set it to transporting position. And we're going back over to the sheep pen. And we're just going to drop off or unload these grass bales in the feeding area. Once we get the trailer in the right position. And we want to do unload bales, select that first. And just move this package over to the left and get it lined up as best as we can. Kind of roll up a little bit and then unload bales here. They should drop right into position. And we'll come back, reset, and we'll actually pick up those stragglers as well. I think we do have enough room to bring those over here. It's kind of overkill. But we still can make it work. So get out the way, dude. Coming through, coming through. So we're just going to go ahead and grab these. We don't sell them back. We'll operating position. You know, generally speaking, the OCD side of my brain won't let me have these bales sitting over here looking all crazy and whatnot. But as the sheep consume the bales, they're gonna end up looking crazy anyway. But shucky ducky. I forgot to disable the auto load on the trailer functions. So what's gonna happen here? We're just gonna grab as much as we can. Let those be where they may. Then we're gonna have to recycle that whole process that we started a few minutes ago. Alright, so just gonna drive through, unload bales, drop these off on the side, unload bales here, go pick up the rest of them, operating position. I'm sorry this is being a little more complicated than I intended, but it is what it is. Set it to transporting. So operating, and we'll whoops, crash counter +1. Alright, so switch it back to transporting, circle back around, We're having fun today, boys and girls. Now, bring that, load, unload bales, move it over, drop it down, unload bales here. No, don't hit reset yet. Now hit reset. Operating position, pick up the rest of them. Transporting position. And select unload bales. Bring this over to the side. Son of a gun. Back up. That was close. Unload bales here. And of course the OCD side of my brain's not going to let me just sit with those bales looking like that. So let's see here if we can kind of clean that up. These are supposed to be, excuse me, the liftable bales. So first of all, let's start with that part of it. Alright. So there's that. Boom. Alright. Grab the next bale. Okay, they're sticking together. Alright, making it worse instead of better. One bale at a time. Alright. Alright, so they're not going to be pretty like I want them to be. The game's just not going to cooperate with me on that note. But we got to do better than that. Alright. Come on, bruh. It's like when you grab them, they kind of sink into the ground a little bit. And the environment just a little bit. Alright. But do not be alarmed, we got it under control. Alright. But again, the OCD side of my brain is just still going to be going nuts every time I look at this unpretty stack. Alright. That's close enough. Could have just left it at the 28, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're finished with the bale trailer. We can go ahead and return that lease back over to the shop. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And we're done with the grass bales for the sheep for right now. Now we can resume our regularly scheduled programming. Let's start by going over to our built-in map production chains. Starting with the boatyard, and here's where we're at with the boatyard. We're in need of... No, we're actually good to go. We're just waiting on the boatyard to finish processing the materials that we have in storage. Still got to burn through 2,529 liters of fabric, another 504 liters of floor tiles, and 168 liters of wood beam. But it has all the resources that it needs to complete the build right now. Just waiting on time, for the time to advance so that the construction can be completed. Over on the roller coaster, it's complete. What? When did that happen? Holy moly. Okay. Well, this is an accomplishment I have not done in the game yet, so we're here. Notice that it says roller coaster, the ride is waiting. So guess what? We're ready. We're gonna hop up here onto the roller coaster and then let's see what this little info says here. Okay, from here I have the option to ride roller coaster, hit the left stick, and I'm riding the roller coaster now. So this is my view from inside the roller coaster. And this is incredible. This is incredible. I'm gonna do a screenshot right there. Hopefully that comes out a little bit better than... Whoa, that's cool. We're riding the roller coaster. This is incredible. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Roller coasters and farming simulator. Whoa. This is pretty dope. Okay. It's a short ride, but hey, that's pretty dope. Alright, so we went one circuit around the roller coaster. That's all you get apparently. But we can do that whenever we want to now, I assume, yeah? Alright, so we're just gonna do it one more time just for brevity. We hopped on here. Okay, and look, Ma, no hands, and we're looking out over the town from the roller coaster. And you can see everything out there behind us. Look around, and there's the other section of the roller coaster. Coming back around, and I like, whoa, rolling through, coming around the side. There's a, whoa, you see the lake over on your right, and we're coming down the bottom, around the loop. And once we do the loop, we roll right back in to the entrance. Nothing too spectacular, but still really, really cool. All right. And then we're done. That's the roller coaster ride. Oh man, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. That's something you've never experienced in Farming Simulator, even though it's not really farming related per se. It's still farming adjacent, kind of, sort of, and it's cool. That's really cool. Now the thing about the roller coaster is it's a one-time build on, and it's only specific to this map currently. So once you get it built, that's it as far as the roller coaster build goes, as I understand it. Now you can come ride it whenever you want to, but you can't start it over. Once it's done, it's done. But you can come ride it, I think, as much as you want, as I understand it. So there's that. So that's it. So one of the primary objectives of this series has been achieved. We wanted to get the roller coaster build. Well, this is the second one now. The first one was our first boat build, and now we've done multiple boat builds. So we've went through both of the major production chains that are built in as part of this Platinum expansion map for Farming Simulator 22. So for all intents and purposes, right as of this point, we've accomplished the two major goals we wanted to get accomplished, as far as like showing you guys additional content from the Platinum expansion, specifically focusing on the two major gameplay additions in the construction of the roller coaster and the construction of the ships. But we're still going to continue to play through this series. I still haven't made up in my mind how many episodes I'm going to run through before we end the series and then move on to another map, and I'll just play that by ear and by how I feel, and also if whatever feedback I get from the community on this series. It's been fun, it's been incredible, it's been a little bit of a grind because of all the resources that you had to kind of grind through to get to that point, but that right there makes it all worth it. Now jumping here over to the old sawmill, we're still processing logs here. We're maxed out to capacity here, so we're kind of bottlenecked at the 109,000, so we're still just kind of going to accelerate time until this trailer is empty. Let's go ahead and see what we have over here at the warehouse while we're looking at that. So we already got a bunch of pallets over here at the warehouse again that we could sell immediately, and we need to do that as well because we need to make some of that money back that we spent on bales, and plus paying off our loans and everything related to that. So let's go ahead and bump time up a little bit. We're not going to move to the next day just yet. We're going to go ahead and speed up time. Let's go to double 120 and just let the sawmill do its thing, and we're just going to watch it real time here as we kind of accelerate the processing of these logs. And you can kind of see it here as we're going along. So it's kind of like time-lapse photography, if you will, but it's still going to take some time for the sawmill to process the logs. Alright, and we're getting into the late night, into the evening, so I guess we can go ahead and change the time back to the standard time scale that we're playing with on the series at 3x, and go ahead and hop on over to the farmhouse and go ahead and advance the day, since it's still taking a certain amount of time for the sawmill to get through those logs. So we're actually just go ahead and advance to the next day. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We go over to the farmhouse, sleep. Go ahead and sleep 8 hours. Alright. Pay your production fees and your lease costs. And then jump back over to the old sawmill. Trailer should be empty. So all the lumber is processed. And we're good to go with our log sales. So we're just going to kind of bring this trailer on back over to our property. But before we leave, we have another thing we want to go ahead and do. And I could wait around and sell these pallets when the market's at the optimum price, but I'm not even worried about all that. We're just matter of factly just going to sell them with whatever the current market price is at the time that we make the sale. We're not going to wait on optimum prices because we're not doing a stock market simulation here. We're just, even though in real life as a farmer you would want to wait for the best price, but we're not doing min-maxing gameplay right now. We're just going to go ahead and sell them at whatever the current market price is. And right now that's shaping up to be, let's go take a look and see what it is. Planks are currently selling at Elm Creek at $2,402 per, that's per pallet. So, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 pallets at $2,400 a piece. So I'm not a math guy, but you can do the math. So we're gonna make a decent little bit of money from that. But right now we're just waiting on the train to arrive so that we can go ahead and sell those pallets. But while we're waiting, we want to take a peek at our productions and see if there's any productions that could use planks as well. And we do have a couple of productions that use planks, so we could have provided these planks to our productions as well. But none of them are running short in planks right now, so that's not necessarily a requirement that I feed them to my productions first, although I could have. My focus is on making a profit right now, so we're not going to do that at the moment. Alright, so where's my oh, I was like, okay, I'm not seeing the straps. Alright, there we go, that's one. And if we're doing the whole realism situation, of course we'd be doing this with a forklift. But that's why we have the liftable bales pack installed, so that we can kind of, in theory, speed some of that up. But with that weird Superman bug, this is a little slower than I would have liked to do, because I still have to be mindful of if the game decides that it wants me to be a superhero and lifts me up in the air as I'm bringing these pallets over. So it is what it is. But when we're not doing the Superman bit, we will go ahead and drop these bad boys off, as you see here. And this is the same thing that we would do if we had brought the forklift over as well. I'm just going to take my time, bring them all over. And thanks to the liftable pallets mod, I don't have to wrangle with all that equipment. We could, if I wanted to give you guys the full simulation mode framework, we could do all that, but you get the gist and understanding of what we're doing here. But if not, if you guys want to see me do it that way, well, I definitely can do it. Just when I take that. Oh no, don't you? Okay, yeah. Only by request, because otherwise I'm gonna play it the way I like to play. Whoops. And the way I like to play this game is a little between ultra realistic and semi-realistic, kind of a little bit in between all of that. And as we talked about before, you have guys in the community that are hardcore simulation purists, everything from even hardcore to the point where they even want to play the game from the cab view when they're operating vehicles and machinery, and so on and so forth. But you won't get that here. But if you want to see that type of gameplay, there are guys out there that do that. You know, I kind of like to strike a balance between realism and fun, and this is my sweet spot that we're in right now, that we're doing in this series, and just the way I approach playing the game. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's a way of life, but it's still a game, and and in that same breath, a hobby. So it's supposed to be, at least the way as I see it, you know, gaming is, you know, a mode of relaxation. It's supposed to be fun, and if you're working harder playing a game than you are at your day job, then you might want to reconsider what you're doing. That's just my 2 cents. Now, if you're doing gaming as a career, that might be a different thing. But you know, I can see that. I can understand that approach if you're a professional gamer. I am not. I do this for fun first and foremost. Whoa, 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 whoa. There. And there you can see the Superman bug that I talked about presenting itself in incredible fashion there. And this is insane. I don't even understand what's going on there. But thankfully, the pallets aren't getting stuck in the ground. Oops, spoke too soon. Okay, it didn't get stuck in the ground, but it did sink down in the snow. But this is just really weird stuff, man. Okay, well, if the game will let me, stack this other pallet on the train. I don't understand any of that insanity that's happening right now. I can't even select the strap. Okay. Alright. And you grab the pallet by the side. I don't understand any of this bug at all. Alright, there we go. One more pallet and we'll be done here. Alright, so we got all of the pallets loaded, and we could just hop into the train now. And head back to Elm Creek. And once the train reaches the edge of the map, it'll give me an option to prompt me that we're headed back to Elm Creek, and so there. And it will let you know it returned to the other side of the map. You hit OK. And the game lets you know how much profit you made on the sold products that were loaded on the train, and $28,846 on the bales that were sold. So that's how much we made from all of the bales being sold at Elm Creek. All right, and we also charge for the lease of the train. It's $1,000 an hour. So there's that, and that's it. So we've sold all our bales. Now we're ready to take our tractor trailer combination back over to our property and load up some more logs. Now I know I said between episodes that I was going to work on doing some research on how I want to do my farm setup. Unfortunately, between episodes I did not get the opportunity to do so yet. So hopefully I have time to work on that between tonight's episode and when we come back on Saturday. And so maybe in Saturday's episode, if I have a chance to get caught up, we can discuss what my plans are as far as like additional land purchasing and starting my farming operation on this map, or at least getting that initial setup going. But again, for all intents and purposes, we've accomplished the main goals that we wanted to get out of this series. So I'm also just going to do some brainstorming, and review some maps and see if there's any other maps we might want to get into, or if we'll continue this series on this map and see what else we can do. But I've already accomplished a couple of the major goals that I wanted to do as far as this map and this series is concerned, and showing off some of the new content that comes with the Platinum expansion. But while we're on the topic of new content, there's a couple of other things I need to address in tonight's episode that happened in the world of Farming Simulator between Saturday's episode and today's episode. The big news is we had a unscheduled, unplanned major game update. Yes, on this past week on Tuesday, which is yesterday. If you're in the U.S., I don't know what day of the week it might be in a part of your neck of the woods or in your part of the world where you're at. But yesterday we had a game update that was released. So the game has been updated. We're now on version, at least on the console, it's version 1.9.1. I think it's the same across all platforms. The update provides for the following changes and improvements. And I'm just reading this off the changelog, but you can find this information on the Farming Simulator website as well. Had a few miscellaneous changes, improvements, game updates. Mix-a-wagon info HUD works again. Fix folding issues on the cotton harvesters. Fix issues with bale transport tools. Bales from missions can now be stored in the bale and pallet storage. Fix automatic motor turn off on the John Deere CP690. Fix functionality of plows to properly remove chopped straw from the ground. I don't even have to look into that myself. I did not know about that. Proper hardware profile mapping of Intel ARC GPUs, that's PC. Updated FSR 2.2 PC. Updated DLSS v3.1 bug fixes and stability improvements PC. Screen space shading rate bug fixes and improvements, that's PC as well. And modding, it says improved terrain, included performance, requires resaving of the map with the editor once, that's PC as well. Also, some new vehicles and equipment were added to the game as part of this patch. And then following new additions of equipment, the Massey Ferguson MF6S. And you know me being the Massey guy that I am. Let's go take a look at this equipment while we're here. So let's hop out of the tractor here, and we're going to go, because we might end up using some of this equipment in this series here. That's the best way to do it. Let's go from the shop menu. We'll go to the Massey Ferguson brand, since that's one of the brands that is focused on here. So we'll move down to Massey Ferguson. Okay. So it's not in this. Okay, why? I missed 2023. They're not showing up there. Alright. MF. Alright, so we got a Massey Ferguson MF 6S or in 7S. I don't see on the small tractors Massey Ferguson. It should be a Massey Ferguson MF6S. Okay, there it is. Alright, so we have the Massey Ferguson MF6S is one of the tractors that's been added. And there's this. Kind of take a look at it. Nice. Let's see what the largest engine horsepower config that you can get. So you can get it all the way up to 180 horsepower with the 6S 180. So that's 180 horsepower. So that's small. That's on the small tractors. Then on the medium tractors, they've added the MF7S, $125,500. You get the largest engine on it. That's an additional $27,500, and that brings you all the way up to 210 horsepower. Okay, and there's that bad boy. We're not gonna go through all the configurations of it, but you can do that in your own leisure. But definitely might want to come back to that piece of equipment down the line. Then we have a baler. I think, yeah. So I think that's on a baling technology. So we want to go to. Okay, I wonder why, because I thought when you did these things from the brand menu, it would bring up every piece of equipment associated with a particular brand, but apparently that's not the case. So that's very interesting, because all of that should show up. Okay. Alright. Just a little confused by that. Alright, so going under tools, balers, we should have a Massey Ferguson MF 2370 Ultra HD. Let's see where that one's at. So that's this baler. Whoops. MF 2370 Ultra HD. And that's that baler. Getting a nice little look at it. And see all the details there. That's a square baler. And then we have the Massey Ferguson MFRB 4160. And that should be a round baler if I'm thinking about it right. Yeah, right here. 4160 MFRB 4160V ProTech. Oops. Excuse me, this one. And that's a round baler. with, and it also wraps. So there's that one. And your options on your foil colors are white, black, pink, green, blue, and that requires 140 horsepower. Then you have your Fendt 160B Combi, and that's 84,500 as well. And it's basically the same as a Massey. And going back over here, back to the Massey again. You also have a Fendt, a Baylor, same family as the Squadra 1290N UD, and pretty much the same as a Massey square baler, 275 horsepower is requirement, but she's looking good. She's looking good. Nice piece of equipment. Alright, and that's pretty much covering the new additions. Just a few pieces of new equipment, just, you know, some things in there, you know, to kind of provide some new content along with the update for the existing players. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to bring my trailer out here into the field here so we can more easily get it logs moved around and loaded onto it. But since I have my telehandler at the shop, we got to go grab it first and bring it on around. Okay, and the snow's got me out here trying to kill myself because I can't see rocks because they're covered with snow. So that was a very nasty bump that we hit there because we were running over a rock. And the telehandler there's another rock. The telehandler is not a four-wheel drive vehicle, so I'm doing God's work there. Alright, so let's grab some logs, get this thing. Okay, that totally didn't work. So we'll just do them again one at a time. And again, all we're doing now is just loading up logs again so that we can have another load to take over to the sawmill for processing. And again, we're still trying to grind out a little bit here so we can make money. And once we have enough money in the bank, we'll start working on doing some other stuff on this map. And like I talked about, my tentative plan for right now is just to purchase farmland first and foremost, and then we'll work on putting down crops and purchasing farming equipment and all of that good stuff. I may even just wait until after we've purchased the farmland and just... I can't do that though. Once I purchase it, we won't be able to work contracts either. So I don't want to get too deep in the rabbit hole with the farmland. And when I say I don't want to get too deep in the rabbit hole with the farmland, I mean in just as far as like whatever gameplay loop I want to continue to play in, you know. Alright, come on. Definitely will purchase the farmland, but there's certain things we're not going to be able to do until we have all of the associated equipment as well. So I don't want to... So even after I purchase the farmland, because of the money that I'm going to have to put out to get the land, it's still going to be some time before I'm able to do anything with the farmland, because I got to purchase the equipment to work the farms. I have to purchase areas on the map to store that equipment. I have to purchase silos to store whatever product we produce. So it's really essentially starting from scratch entirely. And that's just something that's kind of unprecedented, because you don't do that even as part of as part of your normal gameplay cycle in Farming Simulator 22. And that's something that I've never really done before in Farming Simulator 22, is a complete pretty essentially start from scratch, at least as far as farming goes. Doing no maps where you do have the little start from scratch thing going. Well, I guess I can't even say that, because you still would have to purchase your land, your silos, and all of that stuff too. Don't like this. I don't like the way that log is angled on the trailer. I'm going to see if I can try to straighten it up. It's a little bit better. We'll have to rock with it. I'd like it to look a little more neater than that, but that's where we're at. We're not going to stress over it. So we got a good partial load here going, but we got to find out where the other logs are at, and that was a happy accident. So there's another big log here. Let me go ahead and grab this one. All right, gotcha. All right, so we got that log on there. Got to get my bearings again to figure out where I'm at and where I'm coming from. There we are. And we got a decent amount of lumber on here still that we can load onto the trailer. And we're just gonna do that right now. It looks like I'm gonna need to move the trailer a little bit closer to just for my sanity alone. Alright, we're going to swing back around, grab another log. Well, that's all I got on that thought. At the moment, we're just, again, kind of doing lumberjacking operations now. Ran into a tree, dropped my logs. apologies game for the radio silence. Kind of just sometimes as I'm doing this thing, as you've seen, depending on the time of the night, I am having some issues, with being a little tired, being a little such a pain. Alright, let's get all of this out of the way. Move you out of the way. Grab you. First of all, I need to remember where the trailer's at. Yeah. And this little log's doing all that, then that means it's probably one I could carry. Nope. Well, that's interesting. Alright, so we had one hand carry piece. Just dropped that one on to the load, and it kind of found the spot where it would land. And just grab this little skinny piece here. But this further illustrates why I don't mess around with these small trees too much, because sometimes it can just get a little ridiculous with how the game physics interact with the logs and their behavior. So we grab another one. This is a big one here. Really thick log. That one in there. Let's see if we can finesse it over where it sits a little neater on the trailer. Okay, that's another piece. And again, we're still, that's kind of sliding all over the place here with the snow. Nothing hits just like your battery's running dead during a live stream. That brings up another very important point of contention in the Xbox community about the Xbox controllers still using rechargeable batteries instead of having the battery pack or the batteries built into the controller. For me, that's not as big a deal as some players make it out to be, because I'm actually pro consumer on this one, and I'm actually think that I'm I'm actually glad that they still have it set up this way where the consumer doesn't have to pay for the rechargeable. I mean, has to pay extra on built into the controller price for the rechargeables. Because what I found, yeah, built-in rechargeable batteries have a limited shelf life. And once you finish exhaust those chargers, then you're gonna have to throw out the controller or have it plugged in all the time. So I'm kind of glad, at least from my perspective, that they went the route of letting the consumer decide if they want to put rechargeable batteries in their controller. Because to me, at least has been my experience, the rechargeable batteries themselves are, if you shop around and get quality brands, you can get more better battery life out of the individual rechargeable batteries versus battery packs that these controllers have, or so on and so forth. But from what I understand, people over in the PlayStation community say it's not that much of an issue, but I always have to take that with a grain of salt, because you got a lot of people over on the PlayStation side of the game that they swear by their product and that their product can do no wrong, even if it might have issues. The people always try to, they're so brand loyal that they apologize for the brand, and I actually give them a fair assessment all the time. They're kind of like the market leader and pretty much the default for when it comes to console gaming these days. But like I said, for me, it's all about consumer choice. But I guess the perfect solution would be if they sold controllers with the battery packs built in, or with them not built in. Or Microsoft chose to go the route of, leaving that up to the consumer how you wanted to deal with the power situation, which I appreciate. Because you can buy battery packs, you can buy the little charging pack and all of that, and have that attached while you play. But having those options is cool to me. I never understand consumers that get pissed off and argue about having less options as a consumer versus having more options. I don't even understand that kind of mentality. But some people argue that because, again, that whole loyalty to that brand or the brand that's out there that's in the console marketplace. Alright, so we just about got another load here where we want it, and then some. In fact, this last log here might be serious overkill. We're gonna go ahead and throw it on there and see what. Oh, okay, I don't know what I hit. Don't like that, so I gotta straighten that out, because that's gonna be a problem. I'm already about to lose it anyways. I don't know what I hit to knock the log out of position like that, but hey, physics. Alright. And that's one more. Yeah, that's a interesting looking load, but it still works. We still got way more logs sticking out the back of the trailer than close to the front. It still ought to be balanced enough for us to make it to the sawmill without flipping over or anything like that. So, make our way back to the old sawmill. And the AI vehicles just kill me with this whole oblivious to traffic in the road thing. Some of the dumbest bots on this planet. And that's another thing, the next iteration of Farming Simulator that I hope they fix. Because it's cool to have the traffic in the game for immersion, but it takes you right back out when the traffic behaves like a mindless drone without any AI. You say what you will, I know the game has a lot of complicated systems behind what makes it work. But Rockstar has been doing dynamic traffic with multiple vehicles in their worlds for years, and they also have some of the same stuff like functionality like how this map have, even though GTA doesn't have farming built into the game per se. They do have other destructible elements in the environment on their maps, and they're able to produce fully modeled 3D environments with traffic and everything that has its own intelligence. So some of these other publishers ought to be able to do it in a map that really doesn't. It may have more elements, but most of those elements are still pretty static. Because that's one thing I don't get to a certain degree about some of this farming simulator stuff. I mean, graphics should not be an issue per se, because you're only animating certain elements on the screen, and it's never like as much stuff is being animated on a game like Grand Theft Auto, at least all at one time. I don't. To me, that just screams, optimization and things like that. And that's the truth, because these games are being built for multiple platforms now, and I can already tell you what's happening there is probably they're sacrificing performance on one platform versus the other, because the other is a more popular platform. Alright, trailer in position here. Alright, the logs start flying once we get into position. And then once we get it up to about 109,000, everything's going to slow down. Alright, almost there. So we're at that 109,000 threshold. So let me go ahead and release the straps here, so we let these logs kind of fall around and do what they do. Alright, got a single pallet over there. Alright, good stuff. And we know what the productions are doing. We're not even going to worry about checking on them too much, because at the end of the day, well, we'll take a look, because the sawmill still feeds them. So as long as we have the right building materials being distributed, we still should be good there. So looking at the wool production, good. Fabric production, good. Metal production could stand a little bit more. Iron ore, could do that off camera. Old sawmill, and we just fed it, and we're still in the process of feeding it. Pet accessories factory is bottleneck, missing long planks, so the sawmill will feed them long planks here shortly. So basically we're experiencing a long plank shortage across the board. Yep. Except for the furniture factory seems to have enough supplies. Same with the bale factory. The barrel factory is running low. Alright, so sawmill's maxed out. Let's go take a peek at our boat yard while we're waiting on that. Boat yard is ready to go. We got a boat launching in 3 hours. Good stuff. Good stuff. And there she is, ready to go. So let's go ahead and roll that. Speed up time and get that underway. So I'm going to speed up time to 60. And 3 hours from now, we'll see a boat launch. So that's 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So 2, 3 o'clock. And too bad we can't ride the boats like we do the train, roller coaster. There she goes. And she's off. Another successful boat launch, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And so we're ready to start the cycle all over again. And we're back to needing 9,000 planks, 9,000 long planks, 5,759 wood beam, 1,799 metal, 7,199 floor tiles. All right. So we're going to start with the 9,000 planks. Let's go ahead and get our Box it trailer. We're just gonna grab everything we need from the sawmill down here. Alright, so we need 9,000 liters in planks, I think it was. We'll start there. That'll be 9 pallets of planks. We could get them free from the old sawmill, but in the interest of time, that's not what we're going to do right now. Alright, so we got the planks. Let's go grab them. Shop. And that's how we do. Grab what we can until the trailer's full. Truck's max capacity is 8,000 liters. $7,000 liters. Correction. So we're gonna leave a couple of pallets here, and we're gonna come back and get them. All right. So next stop. The boat yard, shipyard. All right, we got $14,899 made from the sale of the planks to the boat yard. And we can go take a look at that menu now. We have more than enough, almost more than enough planks. We got 8,000, we got 7,000. So we'll go grab those two pallets that we left, and that'll be well more than what we need for the project. Alright, so got those two pallets. Drop this load off. That's another $4,056 in cash money. Awesome. So we got the plank served. Next up, we need long planks, 8,987. So another 9,000 long planks. Truck can only hold 7, so we'll purchase 7,000 first. And go ahead and do that now. That's $29,000. Same deal, we're going back up in the warehouse, pick up the 7,000 liters of long planks. That's pretty much it. And we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your support and continued patronage. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe on my content. Let me know what you like, never know what you don't. Let me know. I'm Bose831 Gaming on all the major social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth, and especially on YouTube. All my videos are uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety. So there's that. Say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? We're just gonna kind of ride out from here, and I will catch you lovely people on the flip side. $1,546 for so we only need another 2,000 for the long plane. Okay, now I'm out of brain malfunction. Did I get the 2 pallets? No. Alright, hopping back in. $8,000 on those 2 pallets. When you're purchasing the wood, I don't always parse when I'm shopping here for wood pallets. You're gonna get some of that money right back when you sell those shops, unless you own the shops outright. But in this case, since we don't own the boat yard, we're gonna get paid for delivering the pallets. So you always have to take that into consideration when you're buying production materials versus producing your own production materials. You want to get paid upon delivery in either case, or at least in one scenario, the main scenario, where if you don't own the production facility, which we don't here, then the production facility is going to pay you for bringing the building materials. Alright, so open sesame and deliver. Boom. It's another $4,441. paid. And next up is what? Wood beam. We still got 3,000 wood beams, so another 3,000 wood beam will satisfy that quota. So that's the next piece we'll grab. So we're gonna go back into the shop. Wood beam. And I don't know what's going on with the graphic of the wood beams when you shop in the shop. It used to not do that, but for whatever reason it does now. I don't know when that started. If I have to hazard to think, it has to be an issue with the mod, but I can't pit. I'm on console, so I can't really break it down the way a PC player could. I don't know if Giants is aware of that issue, or if that's just something that's happening on my particular setup, or is that some issue with everyone? I don't know, but it's not a game breaker. It is an interesting, another little buggy thing. So all right, so we got the 3,000 would be. Bring that over. Unload. Another $7,107. And that's it. It's been fun, folks. I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.